Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Please, please subscribe.
A double homicide in Hopewell.
Families living near Arlington Park tonight are shaken by all of the gun violence once again.
I just made sure that my kids were, down on the floor and stuff. We're all down, and then pretty much the shots had stopped.
Police tell us this was an overnight car chase that turned into a deadly shooting.
On your side at 6, Henry Graff joining us live from Hopewell with details. Henry?
Kurt McKee, good evening. Hopewell police releasing the names of those two victims, 33-year-old Robert Bryan Jr. and 35-year-old Jessica Collins, both from Hopewell. Meanwhile, that mother you were hearing from saying enough is enough. She wants to see a police patrol car now 24/7 outside Arlington Park, so that will help curb the crime in that area, but also so she and her family don't become the next statistic. Hopewell police back out at the crime scene Wednesday morning, casing Arlington Park for any leftover clues.
From looking at the shell casings along Liberty Avenue leading into Courthouse, there is a large number of shell casings, and it appears that the vehicles could have been in motion and possibly shooting at each other.
The call for shots fired and a car crash coming in around 2 a.m. Once on scene, officers found a man and woman with gunshot wounds inside a car that had crashed into the park's concrete staircase. Investigators believe that car was being chased by another. Detectives say when the first car took the turn too fast, it crashed. Police believe two people in the other car were firing multiple rounds from behind, hitting the victims.
And then I keep on hearing the shots, and I realized, these are some big guns. It literally sound like we were living next door to Fort Lee.
Kiara Baker says her two children were in the rooms facing the park and gunfire. Baker says the shots were so loud they didn't even hear the car crash. Her message to police: be more present.
Can y'all please keep a car parked at the end of Arlington Park right there in the circle? I don't care if y'all have to rotate shifts or something, but something has to be done about that.
Baker says her house is riddled with bullets from previous shootings. In 2021, an 18-year-old was shot and killed at the park on the 4th of July. A number of cars were also littered with bullet holes.
We have drive-bys. Apparently this is a hot little spot.
Back out here live now, the chief would not say if he believes this double homicide and this car chase was gang related at this point in time. If you do have any information to help police, call Crime Solvers. That number 804-541-2202. We are live and on your side tonight here in Hopewell. I'm Henry Graff.
Investigating a scary shooting, 2 people shot and killed next to a public park. You're watching 8 News at 11. I'm Deanna Albritton.
I'm Eric Phillips. That shooting happened early this morning at Arlington Park. 8 News reporter Damon Reynolds is live with more details on this shooting tonight. Damon, good evening.
Well, Eric, good evening. One officer told me today that in all of his years of policing, he's never seen anything like this. And so far this year, there have already been 3 homicides. And one resident I spoke with tells me that it pains him to see what's happening in his community.
People don't care. I don't understand how a person could get to that level of not even caring about the next person or themselves.
Keith has lived in Hopewell since he was a child. He's devastated by the shooting that's becoming all too normal in Hopewell.
The violence that you see, generally behind nothing. Nothing, in my opinion, that's worthwhile.
Police were called to the 2700 block of Courthouse Road this morning around 2 a.m. They say 2 vehicles had been exchanging gunfire when one of the vehicles came to a screeching halt, crashing into this staircase. You can see the car tracks beside the stairs in front of Arlington Park.
Police say they found 60 to 70 bullet casings inside the car.
A good friend of mine told me he heard the gunshots. He said he heard automatic weapons fire.
Inside the crashed car, 33-year-old Robert Bryant Jr. and 35-year-old Jessica Collins. Police say they attempted to perform CPR on both of them when they arrived, but it was too late. They both died at the scene. Hopewell already has seen 3 homicides this year. In 2022, they had 9 homicides, marking what police called one of the most violent years since the 90s.
I'm concerned, very concerned. The police can't be everywhere. We need to get more community involvement, and people start telling their son, their daughter, you can't do that.
Keith has this warning for those committing the violence in his community.
If you're out in the street, living the wild style life, only place you're going to end up is in jail or dead.
Now, police say they do not believe that this was a random act of violence. If you know anything, you are encouraged to reach out to the Hopewell Police Department. Reporting live tonight, Damon Reynolds, 8 News.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Please subscribe.